Typhoon Kammuri continues to move across Bicol, locally known as Tisoy. This storm system made landfall right around 11 p.m. Monday night Philippine Standard Time. Storm, though, does have wide-reaching impacts. This is actually video out of Samar, northern areas of Samar, where there was that damaging conditions there. Plus, we've been seeing reports of flooding into Bicol as well. Here's a look actually at microwave imagery, and you can just see that inner core, that inner eye wall, continuing the wrap around. There's that outer eye, that inner eye wall, that just kind of skirted northern Samar. It even wobbled a little bit just prior to landfall before moving off there towards the west. Legazpi also took a direct hit from this. I know we had a lot of people that wrote into westernpacificweather.com. Really appreciate that. Hope everybody is staying safe out there. 90,000 people, according to the NDRMC, were evacuated ahead of this storm system. But here's the good news. No casualties have been reported at this time, but hopefully that does stay the same. Really, there is a communication blackout in some of these areas. Flooding is still occurring along the Bicol River. Also, storm surge has also been reported. And also, this is just after the fact. I know the hardest hit areas are in southeastern Luzon, but the Southeast Asian Games have been impacted. There has been some delays and even cancellations to a few events as well. So, how about the intensity of the storm system right now? 115 gusting to 140 knots. This did see some rapid intensification just prior to landfall. It's a classic case of the Philippine Sea effect. Very warm sea surface temperatures out here, and just prior to landfall, this just exploded, and pressure now down to 950 hectopascals. It's still moving west at 20 kilometers per hour. This is a look at the latest warnings from Pagasa. Signal Force 3 still in place, stretching all the way from Cavite towards northern areas of Samar. It's just a big swath in here, and everybody in there could be looking at damaging typhoon strength winds as this does continue to track across. There's a latest look from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center just prior to landfall. Like I mentioned, 115 gusting up to 140 knots. I know this is a little bit zoomed back, so let's zoom closer in on the track and give you a better idea of where this is exactly going. Now, we are still watching this move over Legazpi. I'm a little concerned because the right front quadrant did push overhead, but it's already actually past that city. In fact, videographer James Reynolds is out there. This video is from him. He just posted about an hour ago about the eye moving right over the city. So, it was impacted, but now we're more concerned as far as storm surge is concerned out there into Rakai Gulf, especially water getting funneled up into the north of that, not to mention heavy rainfall across this entire swath here. And eventually this storm's going to continue to track towards the west, still remaining a typhoon since it gained that strength, category 2, as it passes over the inland sea here, and eventually moving towards the south of Tagaytay, still as a Cat 2 to Cat 1 storm system. That means all of these areas could be looking at a late storm surge. I'm not worried about storm surge here, obviously. This is all cliff faces around that lake. But if we look back towards the north, that still brings Manila closer to those stronger winds, meaning we're definitely going to be seeing typhoon strength at least in the city, with of course the stronger winds being felt further towards the south along the coastline of Mindoro and the southern coast of Luzon in here. That's where you still could be seeing some damaging conditions, but it's also the rain. In fact, all of these areas in that lighter yellow, kind of the brighter color in here, is indicating over 100 millimeters. I mean, some of these locations, as much as 300 to 400 millimeters of additional precipitation is possible, according to the European model. Even locally, though, I think upwards about 500 to 600, just because you get some of that enhancement with orographic lifting, especially in some of the hills here across Mindoro, southern Luzon as well. Definitely going to be some pretty high numbers. Now, here's one thing I do want to know. It's a little bit less in Manila, just thanks to the mountains towards the east should stop some of that moisture coming across, but still 50 to 100 millimeters in that metro area, which, let's be honest, a lot of areas around Manila have poor drainage. That still could cause some significant flooding there even as well. With that said, I hope everyone out here is staying safe with this storm system. I know it has been a long day. It is still continuing to be a long night for a lot of people after this pushes over Legazpi. Look at that, actually. Let's just zoom right in. You can see right down through that eye into Sorsogon where it made landfall and then over Legazpi. I hope everyone out here is staying safe. I have had a lot of people write into me, and I really appreciate that. But number one thing is staying safe. The good news is I had a couple people write into me from Legazpi. The fact that they could do that means that communications is still up there, which makes me very happy. But still, some of these areas north of that center still continue to be worried about storm surge out there. So it's a lot of impacts, still ongoing storm system. This is not over by any means, which means I'm going to have more video updates throughout the day on this, throughout your night into the day here on Tuesday, especially as it nears Manila. If you have videos, photos, anything like that, please share them. I can post them in these updates and your reports. Yeah, I'm trying my best here, guys. Really am. I know a lot of people are asking for these, and yeah. But of course, check with Bagasa. They're the number one thing you want to continue to check for, those local warnings as well, since they got meteorologists on the ground scattered all across this area. Also, like I mentioned, you go check out videographer James Reynolds and videographer Josh Morgan. They're both out there. They were ahead of this storm system. They've been posting continuous updates as well, which is good news, I think, because that means they still have communication too, which always good news. All right, stay safe.